welcome back to live coverage of the 2026 Mackinac Policy Conference. Let's welcome back to the desk Warren Evans. He is, of course, executive of Wayne County. Executive, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for
having me. It's good to have you here. This year's conference theme is a quest for common ground. In a county as large and diverse as Wayne, where do you think collaboration across communities and political lines is happening right now?
I think it's better than it's ever been, and I think it takes a lot of work to make that happen. And we say collaboration is the new currency, and we really believe that. The ability to work with other communities, and most of it is working reasonably with the other communities, not big me, little you. That gets you a whole lot farther. And so I think the last few years, our relationship with local communities, both in terms of funding projects and collaborating on projects, has been really good. I've been with the county a long time, so I'm telling you, it's been many decades since there was this level of collaboration.
What's changed?
To be honest with you, it's the leadership. But it is also the connectivity between the county commission and the administration leadership. We're all focused in going in the right direction, and we listen to each other. And so there's, really room. If I could move the needle north, I don't mind going a little west or a little east to make a good movement north. It's, it's not my way or the highway.
It takes trust, though, doesn't it?
It does, but you have to earn that trust.
Yeah.
You earn it with the residents. I've been in office long enough now that I think there is kind of a level of trust with constituents, and the county commission leadership has been there for a significant period of time. So I think we're on the same page a lot.
Yeah. Public safety continues to be a major concern, obviously, for residents. But Wayne County and Detroit have also seen reductions in violent crime. What strategies do you believe have been most effective, and what work still needs to be done?
Again, collaboration. But the big thing is that the criminal justice system is made up of four components: the police, the prosecutor, courts, and corrections. Different political entities. 3/4 of it is mine, but local communities do the policing in. And so if you don't connect, if you're not on the same page with strategies, you're never going to get anywhere. And that's sometimes the hardest thing to get people to understand, even people in authority. This is a team project. By design, the system is a team project. You got to work on collaboration to get results.
Yeah. What projects are working?
Well, the main projects are the collaboration with our most serious warrants throughout the county and the teams that go out and make those arrests on one end. The other is when we're bringing folks in, particularly kids, understand that you got to create some structure so they don't continue to do this all of the time. And so you can get this vicious cycle going of arresting and releasing, or you can start saying, here are some troubled kids, no question about it, but they're still kids or young people. Let's create some direction for them so they don't continue to feed the system.
Yeah. Infrastructure projects don't often grab headlines, right, until something goes wrong or something like that. But efforts like the Ecorse Creek improvements can have major long-term impacts. Tell us about the project.
Well, flooding is a huge along the Ecorse Creek and basins and Dearborn Heights, Ecorse, a number of those. This Dearborn, there's been constant flooding. So there's several things we're doing now to deal with it. And some of it's not rocket science, like let's clean the catch basins, regularly. When you live in a subdivision that has a detention pond, if the water is up to the top of the detention pond, there's no place for the water to go, so basements flood. Knock on wood, we've been very effective this year in limiting the flooding. Some is just starting, so I'm not taking ownership and success. But that's the important part. We need to do those sorts of things besides the infrastructure money. You have to remember, Wayne County is the oldest county in the state of Michigan. The oldest bridges. Even we have some bridges whose design it is impossible to emulate now because the folks who had the technical knowledge aren't there anymore. So new money, we do need that. But we also need to do a much better job of making sure the infrastructure we have works like it should. And I think we're doing an awful lot in that category. And I think it's starting to pay dividends.
We, of course, are at the Mackinac Policy Conference. Looking ahead, what are your biggest policy priorities and opportunities that you want Wayne County residents to be watching for over the next few years?
The biggest is transit.
Yeah.
We have 43 communities, 17 of those opt out of transit. So if you try to design a system to get people from point A to point B with opt-out communities, it's ridiculous. You're going up and around communities. People are taking longer to get where they need to go. Other people can't afford to do it. The future of Wayne County is mobility for people to get there. We're creating jobs. Henry Ford's doing a tremendous job of building new hospital facilities. Downtown is improving. Young people in the outer communities may not want to live in Detroit, but they want to come down to Detroit and they don't want to drive. If you're going to have a regional place, then you have to start thinking regionally. Everything can't be about whether or not I get on the bus today or tomorrow. It's what makes it easier for people to get to employment opportunities, for people to get to medical care. You know, we've got to do better. And transit does that in large part. And I think it will be successful because we've gone to all 43 communities and asked. We know there's no cookie cutter for that. Some communities will want senior, smaller mobility. Whatever makes it work for the community is what we want to see happen. Yeah. But we can't have these opt-out communities.
Yeah. Executive, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.